Hey everyone, we're part of the Shenandoah National Park trail crew. We have over 500 miles of hiking trail in the park. 100 miles of that is the Appalachian Trail. Typical day for us, clearing trees with chainsaws, clearing trees in the wilderness with crosscut saws. We also use other equipment such as debarkers. We use that, it helps save our back sometimes. Instead of using the old draw knives, we've got newer equipment that helps take the bark off of our logs a lot easier. We also utilize UTVs on some of our fire roads. That helps save us time and effort opposed to hiking sometimes. But we typically look for locust logs. That is our preferred tree species for installing air log structures such as water bars, steps, log ladders. If that's not available, we use rock, which it's plenty of in this park.
Another part of our job that we like to do is we're keeping it safe for the visitor as well. So we're getting loose rocks out of the trail so they don't trip. Some people come hiking in flip-flops. Please don't do that. We just keep a balance between safety for the visitor and safety for the trail. Try to bear in mind the natural cultural resources as well.
All right, sounds good. What we've got here in front of us, we've got a grade dip. What this does is it directs the water off the trail, and this is beneficial to our park visitors because if we neglected the trails, that would cause a lot of erosion on the trail, and that does make it challenging for some visitors that are hiking. Projects like this is definitely helpful from the trust. Otherwise, sometimes we don't get funding on some of our lower banded trails. That's when the trust steps in, and it really helps us out here at the park.
So this is one of our walling projects. A little bit more intense because the grade is so steep. So it's basically 3 walls. We have a lower wall that protects the erosion from the tread here. This tread is armored to prevent any erosion from washing the tread out again. And then where the water was coming from was up here. So the back wall was built to prevent any more erosion and undercutting this wall. So these walling projects are pretty big and intensive and time consuming. So we enjoy doing them. They're slow going, but the final products are something to look at for sure. These walling projects are so important for the park and the trail systems. Before we did this wall, this tread was completely washed out sideways. So people had to literally kind of hang off some roots and climb over this section. So by installing this, now they have a nice safe path to walk through. Right here, it's armored, it drains, self-draining, and it cannot erode anymore. And it gives, we have all kinds of hikers that come up here. So this really helps with anybody that comes up here. They have just a much safer tread to basically hike on. Yeah. So this is a good example of not optimal tread here. As you can see, we got a lot of bedrock showing, and this is why our walling projects are so important, because it allows for hikers to easily come up this instead of scrambling through here. And this is really dangerous when it's wet. Building the wall allows us to basically set some stairs off the wall and then bring it up this so that you have a nice even staircase coming up something like this.
Yeah, just adding some steps in. Steps are a little high, so yeah, I just found this rock right on the side of the trail, so just gonna set it in the hole there, try to mitigate how steep it is from that top step to where this step is at. Crawling back.
A lot of times building structures we'll use these locust logs. Before we put them in a structure, we'll take the bark off them. It helps preserve them a little bit. The bark holds in moisture, so we'll get rid of the bark, and it just makes it a cleaner look. So we'll use this attachment to a chainsaw, it's a debarker. Makes it really easy on us, strips it, and we can plane down the logs a little bit with it.
The setup we got here is rock that we have at our shop to cut up for projects. Yeah, here we process it all ourselves just so we can fit it perfectly to where we need it on front country stuff, where we can load it in the dump truck, take it over. Yeah, got here a rock saw, the diamond chain on it. Lets us just cut the rocks perfectly to size and what angles we want it to be. Yeah, we'll get geared up.
Right now we are heading out to locate a locust log to harvest off the side of Rapidan Road, which we're going to try to find something that's already down and kind of elevated a little bit. And what's good about these that are dead and kind of elevated a little bit, they usually don't have the bark on them. Like, you just peeled the bark off of one. These will be pretty clean and they'll be seasoned already, good hard logs for us to use. So that's where we're heading right now.
Seem pretty solid.
I think we could get this one. Yeah.
Sweet.
We try to get locust logs. They're typically a 20-year log if they're not getting constant moisture or anything like that, but they're really solid wood, super hard wood, so the structures last a long time that we put in made out of locust. We try to aim for 6 to 8 inches. If you're going to do 8-inch steps, you want to shoot for a 9 or a 10-inch log so you can put a little bit of that in the dirt, depending on if it's getting buried or not. And we like to get, like I said, these ones that are down already, so we're not dropping anything. And we're getting, these are seasoned, and you can see that the bark is already off of them, so we don't have to do the extra work to debark them when we install them.
This is 1 out of 4 of our UTVs that we use for daily operations, like going back on horse trails and reaching trails that we normally hike but are easier to access with this.